So welcome back to another video here in Pennsylvania as we follow the Union Canal. And of course, we're still on the branch canal that went up from Union Waterworks up towards Pine Grove, because we talked about that a number of times. Because I know just recently we covered a small section back on the main line canal that I just recently gotten permission for, but we're back on the branch canal. Not too far from the end of it either, because recently we finished up the section through Swatara State Park, and we talked about what happened to lock number 2 back that way. So now I am east of that area and just west of the town of Pine Grove over that way. I parked at the Pine Grove Fish and Game Association right there on Route 645, where it almost meets with Route 443. Left Naomi there. I had permission to park there and permission to explore the canal through their area. A little bit of it goes through there. And I have permission to be here too on this section of property. Back that way is the Pine Grove sewage treatment plant, I believe. And there's some private property in between all that. So those landowners gave me permission to be here, which I'm thankful for. And so we're going to follow the canal through this area and up to where lock number 1 was. And then here's our current situation. I just took a little break down there. I had to walk quite a ways just to get here. Walk along Route 443 for a while. And I believe this is our canal right here. A little bit further up, it gets a little bit more distinct from looking at the terrain features on Google Maps. But you can kind of see, I believe this is the towpath right here, but we'll know for sure just a little bit further up. And we will get to, like I said, lock number 1 in this video, or at least where it was. I don't really believe there's anything left of it. You can kind of see from the intersection at Route 645 and 443 where it was. I don't believe any of the stonework or anything is left there. If you're familiar with driving through that area, it's the house with all those purple rocks right alongside the road. Up that way, I believe lock number 1 was down in that little ditch there, from what I remember. Because even though we're going to get to lock number 1 today, we're not going to be finished with the branch canal today. I have one more section up towards Pine Grove to get to. And we have a few other sections to finish along the branch canal too, before we get back to the main line canal. So I might try to get another permission or two for the branch canal. There's another mystery I want to solve yet, because we had talked about the possibility of there being a 15th lock here on the branch canal. I never really solved that mystery, but anyway, a lot of things I want to do yet. But anyway, let's concentrate on what we have to do here today. Yeah, so once again, down in there is our canal. And this is all new to me. I've never been back here. Of course, this is private property, so it's cool just to explore an area where I've never been. I don't think there's any locks. Well, I know there's no locks on this piece of property. But sometimes you just never know what you'll find when you're exploring either. Yeah, you can distinctly see the towpath trail up here now, so it's becoming much more distinctive. Beautiful spring day. It's gonna be like 75 degrees today, so let's enjoy it. Today is April 4th, Tuesday. Walk along the towpath. Canal is over there. It is a beautiful area back here though. Down there is the Swatara Creek flowing through that area of hemlock trees over there. You know what? There's no thorns here either to bust my way through. Just nice open woods to walk through. Yeah, you can distinctly see this is the towpath trail right here, going right through that alley of hemlocks. Kind of has a gash cut in through it here. Probably for drainage at some point back in the day. We just gotta find a way across it. Looks like if we get back in down here to the canal, I think we can get across. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so once again, here's the canal. We're going to get back up on the towpath here. Oh, this is a beautiful section. I mean, this is just a super awesome example of the towpath trail. It's nice and wide here. Looks like, once again, there's the canal. And over there's the creek that was the water source for the canal. It's kind of cool how these trees just line either side of the towpath. That is a red-shouldered hawk. They live in these watery environments, I guess you could say. Usually in woods that are near a creek or swamp or something, they make that very distinctive call. I'm not sure if we'll be able to... Can't really see them up through the hemlock trees. I never really got a good picture of a red-shouldered hawk. Oh, there he goes. He's over in the tree. We might get a view of him, actually. We're careful about it. Well, I'm not exactly sure where he landed over there, and the sun is right in my eyes over there, so... Oh, I hear him. I think he flew off. Anyway. There's usually a pair of them, though. They kind of call to each other like that. And up here, our canal actually has water in it. That's cool. Got the sound of the creek over here. This would be a beautiful place to have, to own, So I'm kind of jealous of the landowners. Not sure how often they come back here, but this is a beautiful place. But of course, speaking of which, I do have permission to be here, but just remember that doesn't give you permission to be here yourself. If you want to come here, you have to get your own permission. I just have to say that in these cases. I mean, most of you are smart enough and respectful enough to figure that out for yourself, but not everybody is, so I need to say it. You can probably hear the traffic from the highway up there. That's Route 443. And we got a washout up here. But since we're right next to the creek, this area probably gets flooded quite often at times. So you're gonna get these washouts. So once again, here's the towpath and just kind of busted through here. This is kind of interesting. There are big chunks of coal. Also, lots of little chunks too. Because the main thing that was hauled along this branch canal was coal from Schuylkill County up here. There's a squirrel. Yeah, so one of the main things that those canal boats would bring down towards the Lebanon area, like I said, would be coal, and that coal would then, travel on the main line canal towards, often towards Philadelphia or towards Harrisburg. That's cool to see remnants of it here, because there's no coal mine here in this area, but the coal comes from the canal days of transporting it. Yeah, still just, like I said, walking along the towpath here. And I'll point out too that just on the other side of the canal, up that way, is the old rail bed, the old Lebanon to Tremont rail bed. If you're familiar with Swatara State Park, you can follow the rail trail through that park, but the rail bed, it's just up that way somewhere. But remember, the rail, it's kind of important because the railroad is what displaced, the canal. Kind of was cheaper and easier just to use railway than canal. But both are now abandoned. The canal and the rail bed up there. And then right in this area, things get kind of obliterated a bit. Dude, there's a sharp bend in the creek here, and you can see, like right down here, there you have big bend in the creek. The current comes up this way, hits the banks, and erodes it away. You see all the erosion right down here. So this, I think our towpath trail goes right through here. Do you see how the towpath is being eroded away by the creek? It's the progress of time. It's not always people that destroy the canal. Nature itself does too. Just talking about the railroad bed, and here's an old railroad tie. I think the rail bed is actually right up here. It gets to a point where they're pretty close together, the canal and the rail bed. Now I'm just kind of walking right along through the canal. You can kind of see that shape of it. Well, this is problematic. Gotta find my way across here. This is the towpath. Canal's wet, and it's really swampy on this side too, so yeah, I gotta figure this one out. Alright, so I was able to move on. I had to backtrack a little bit and get to the other side here, but there's the towpath trail right over there, and here's the canal. So, but I think, yeah, I'm not sure. At some point up here, I think I need to get over to the other side again, so we'll see how that works out. So this section is becoming a little bit less enjoyable to walk through, but we should be coming to the land that belongs to the Pine Grove Fish and Boat Association. So it should, I think, should open up a little bit more. And I think, I forget how that works, but we may not, for a section there, we may not be able to actually follow this canal. We'll see. But anyway, I gotta make my way through this. Kind of a mess here. Yeah, so I haven't really been filming a whole lot in this section. Just a lot of trash there, a lot of big trash. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, let's see. Looks pretty open up there. I think that's, I guess I'm looking for the Land Fish and Game Commission. Land, because this is looking, I think somewhere up here it's private property. Alright, I'm gonna head up this way. The canal's behind me, but I think this is where I need to vacate the forest, the woods. Let's take a look up here. Yeah, so the canal is down in there. Right up here are some houses. I don't have permission to be on the land up here, but this land is belongs to, like I said, the Fish and Game Commission building, which is right over there. I can see Naomi parked over there. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I can see some of the purple rocks from up here. We're gonna make our way up this lane and then up the road a little bit to show you where Lock 1, from what I remember, where it was. And right here's the intersection with 645 and 443. And from what I remember researching, I think lock number 1, make it around the sign. Lock number 1 was right. This is where it was, in here somewhere. As you can see, there's really nothing left. But this is the canal here too. So you'll just kind of have to picture lock number 1 being here. But anyway, in the next video, we're gonna head that way. You can see the remains of the canal. We'll cross quick here. You can see the remains of the canal on this side too. Yeah, the map showed the map I looked at showed lock number 1 being on the other side of the road, but anyway. So like I said, in the next video we're gonna head up this way. And town of Pine Grove is just up that way. But that'll be it for this video then, folks. Because we have one more video to film till we get to Pine Grove, where the end of the branch canal is. We're not done with the branch canal yet, like I said earlier, but we'll at least get to the end in the next video. Up to Pine Grove, a place called Canal Park. As always, folks, thanks for coming along this one, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.